Hi, welcome to Te Paika Trust Farm here with John Vercoe. We're just going to have a conversation with John about his management style here and what he's doing with the farm. So if you could just give us an outline on your size of the farm here and your stock numbers that you're running.
About 60 hectares effective. I run 700 heifer grazers on an 18-month contract from 1st of December through to the 1st of May. I've got 700 ewes that I buy in. I buy in 5-year-olds every year, about 300 to 350 every year, and just terminal everything, and they get all the lambs get sold store, and I fatten about 150 steers every year as well. I mob graze everything, so the heifers are in one mob of 700. The steers are all in together, R1s, R2s, R3s are all in one mob, so I'm usually running close to 400 steers in a mob.
Yep.
And then the ewes are all in one mob as well.
Okay.
The heifers go first in the rotation, and then followed by the ewes, and same with the steers as well. The blocks in two blocks, so the steers are in one block and the heifers are in another, so the steers go first and the ewes follow in behind them too.
Yeah.
And I do that all year round until just before lambing, and then I pull out the ewes and they go on to fresh tucker.
Yep.
And for about 2 months while they're lambing.
Yep.
And then and I'm still rotational graze through lambing as well.
Yep.
And they're on about a three-day rotation. They're in a paddock for 3 days and then shifted. So I just basically open the gate, and then they sort of make their own way through, and then on the third day I open the following paddock's gate and pick up the stragglers in the previous paddock and just push them through.
Yeah.
And that happens through till just a couple of months actually, and then they go back in behind the cows.
Yeah.
With lambs at foot, and they just follow in behind the cows, the heifers after that again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is there any, talking about the mob grazing, is there any issues that are arising from that for you with any of the class of stock?
I'm fine. This summer I found it was just the drought, but some of the heifers, if they're not up to weight when they first come on, they sort of struggle a little bit. I've found that I've had to just pull out a tail end mob and just virtually go ahead of the main mob just to get a preferential feed.
Yep.
And then with the ewes, I'm finding that during lambing they're too fat.
Yep.
And they're getting cast.
Yep.
There's no problems with bearings. I had probably 6 out of the 700, so there's no worries with bearings in there.
Yeah.
It's just the fact that they're too fat and getting cast.
Yeah.
That's the only problems I'm really having at this stage.
So what are you seeing as the benefits of this mob grazing?
Growing a lot more grass.
Yeah.
Animals are only on each paddock for 2 days. When just outside of lambing.
Yeah.
They're on paddock for 2 days and then off, and I'm getting a sort of around about a 45-day rotation. So I've got plenty of feed to come back on.
Are you seeing it in the stock? Is there any shift in the stock with you doing this?
The cattle they just sit down all the time. They're always happy. They're always full.
Yeah.
They're getting fresh tucker every day. They're not going back over and re-grazing down too low.
Yeah.
They're just always taking the top third off,
Yeah.
basically,
Cool.
where all the energy is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with the ewes and lambs, are you seeing a difference in them?
The ewes conditions a lot better. They're not dropping their weight after lambing.
Yeah.
And then the lambs are their weights are up on this time last year.
Yeah.
I'm targeting a 30 kilo weaning weight. On the 15th of December, we lambed on the 15th of August this year was our lambing date.
Yeah.
So it's sort of 4 months,
Yeah. Okay.
and then I wean and store all the lambs.
So you're a year into this rotational grazing program. What do you see is possible for the farm with taking on this management process?
The biggest thing is lifting stock numbers.
Yeah.
And also having a bit of a buffer in those dry periods.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm finding getting less and less weeds with the longer grass.
Yeah. Awesome. Cool. So do you think long-term health-wise that you can start to shift your management with regards to the stock? Do you see there being added benefit for them?
Yeah, I don't drench. I don't even drench my lambs.
Yeah.
Before they go to store. My heifers, when they first come on as weaners,
Yeah.
I was drenching every 3 weeks. I'm sort of pushing that out to 6 to 8 weeks, and only probably drenching 3 times, and then
Yeah.
nothing after that.
Cool.
Yeah.
So your goal long-term is to be literally moving stock and then just putting weight on it and minimal and basically maximum profit. How long do you see this taking? How long do you say in your mind think it will take to get to that point?
To lift my stock numbers, I think it's maybe a 2-year program.
Yeah.
I've tried to speed things up by buying in all my silage.
Yeah.
And not cutting anything on farm. And then and to lift numbers, I think is probably a 2-year program. I think.
Can you see long-term you can get away with the silage?
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
eventually moving to just grass grazing.
Grass fed.
Yeah. Pulling silage right out of the system.
Yeah.